Friday, I got to meet with my life coach, my favorite look, Yashika Divine, honey. And we discussed a lot. So I recorded that whole conversation because it was just so many breakthroughs that I've accomplished that I really didn't acknowledge to myself until I spoke them out loud, and hearing how from when we started in 2021, we had that session when I was doing chemo to now. Wow. Intentions are powerful. And that is why I wanted to start with the power of intention. Now, I know some people weren't able to get the book and you're not able to read the book, but I did pin the audio book that's on YouTube to the top of the group page. So it's about, chapter 1's about 20 minutes or so, and is very impactful because you get to hear it from his voice, and his voice is very soothing. Like, I love me some Dr. Wayne Dyer. May he rest in peace. I believe he died in 2019. I think he passed away 2019, one of those. But I've been following him since 2008. I have a couple of his books. I don't have all of them, but I have this one, The Power of Intention. I have Excuses Be Gone. I've got Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. I've got another one, Wishes Fulfilled. So I love me some Dr. Wayne Dyer. And what is going on in you all's world? And that's what I want to know, number one. Number two, I just want you guys to know that I am going to go ahead and do my whole little presentation, and I'm hoping you guys come in and just give commentary, because this book is so impactful. I just like, I don't know where I would have been if I wouldn't have found The Power of Intention, because it really does help ground me. Like, I'm one of them people who, I can't go outside barefoot. Like, I'll go outside barefoot, but my allergies, I don't really do dirt or nothing. So the grounding aspect of it helps me when I state intentions. That grounds me, is knowing my intentions. As long as my intentions are good whenever I'm doing anything, that means my intentions when I'm talking to somebody, my intentions when I'm helping somebody, I always want to make sure that they are positive, and that they are on the good side, and that it's something that can benefit me, not only me, but I really want to help other people. So usually my intentions are that roundabout. Like, I will even go in, because now, everywhere they asking you for a tip. So when I go to, like, say Honey Grow, and I get me a salad and I order it from inside the store, and it's like round up whatever to 65 cents to make it a total an even amount, and to give for a tip. And I'm like, yeah, all right, go ahead. Even though this is your job, you're supposed to be doing this, I still want to go ahead and be like, okay, I'm going to give you that tip just because I want to be nice. So I am hoping some more pop in, because I am live over at Facebook in the group. If you know anybody that would like to be that needs to be in this resilience group, bring them on in. And I found out from I love her so much. She is younger than me, and I've just found through my life that we can get wisdom from the younger adults too, the younger crowd too. She's 38, I'm 45, but she helped me so much in even she sparked the interest for quantum human design in me, which there is human design, which is the base. And then you got quantum human design, which is what the lady who was taught under the person who developed human design. She came up with quantum human design and just added more onto what he had. He had passed away before he was able to do what she has done to quantum human design. And I just can't wait to get into that, but I don't want to get into that too soon for anybody, because it took me a whole year to be able to really understand that. But knowing your strategy and knowing your what you are as like as a or as let's say I am a manifesting generator. You can be a projector, you can be a reflector, but we'll get into all of that. All right, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Now I have my notes. Okay, we have the notes. So I will be reading from those. I'll be chit-chatting with you. I see somebody else is in here. Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year. And in quantum design, like a little tidbit, in quantum design, the fourth quarter is not over until, when did they say? Like the end of January, like January 21st or something like that. Its fourth quarter is not over yet. And the first quarter does not actually start till like February 3rd or something. I feel connected to that shift right there. That time shift. I'm gonna go with that time shift. So my fourth quarter is not over yet. And I'm so like I feel that burn, that fire in me to kick it into high gears. That's why we starting with the power of intention. This is a great foundation. This is a great help with self-awareness, and it helps your foundation. So chapter 1, like I said, we're going to be starting chapter 2 next week. All of the activities and all of the posts are going to be based off of what's in chapter 2. So chapter 1 is titled Viewing Intention from a New Perspective. And if you're not familiar with this book presents the idea that intention is not just a wish or a goal, but a powerful force that connects us to the universe. And in my notes, he said that intentions are spiritual solutions to problems. And that is so true, because intentions are spiritual solutions to problems that we're facing. Okay, now what else do I have in my notes? Let's see. Where is the field called intention? Now, I know I've been hearing intention being thrown around everywhere, but I'm not sure if people really understand the power of intentions, and the power of our words, because when you speak something, you bring it into your life, and I'm a testimony to that is the truth. If you're speaking on the things that you don't want, that's more of what you'll get. You'll get what you don't want. So let's speak of more of the things we do want. If you want to start a podcast, just start listening to podcasts and start thinking of podcast ideas, and those ideas will start clicking to you. It's all about that field of intention. Now, in the AIR method, intention plays a vital role. It's about adapting to circumstances, doing the inner work, and repeating positive habits. So, how do you see intention fitting into these aspects to your life? That was one of the questions I wanted to ask you all, was like, how do you see intentions? Did you get a chance to read the chapter? Are you familiar with Dr. Wayne Dyer? If not, please take the time. The audiobook is pinned to the top of the group. Take your time. Chapter 1 is only 20 minutes. Each chapter is broken down. If you go to the YouTube video that I posted that has the audiobook, in the comments, if you go to the comments, the first comment, I believe it's a pinned comment, and it has a breakdown of where each chapter begins. So that can be your what do you call it, your title page. That can be your title page for when we're doing each week, we're doing the book. Now let me see. I'm only planning on being on here for an hour, maybe less, and that depends on how much interaction I'm getting about the book. I'll go ahead and speak about just where a personal experience where intention played a role in adaptation, inner work, or habit formation for me. Now, when I found this book, I was in a really, really, really dark place, because my mom had just passed, and my son, what, that was in 2007. So Nation had to be around 5 years old. And I was maybe like around 20, 28. I was 28 years old when she passed away. And, or maybe 27, because my birthday is until August and she passed in March. And do not remember for the life of me who mentioned this book, or it was probably somewhere over in the co-creators group. I had joined a reality challenge. It was 100-day reality challenge, and it was co-create your life. And I believe that's where I heard of this book. And for 100 days, you set intentions, you set it was just like we did everything that was like basically in the book. We co-created our life the way we wanted to. And once I started doing that, I got to maybe, I finished it and I did a couple seasons. I have at least, I did a couple of the 100 days, maybe like 3, 4, 5 of them. And that first like 25 days of just being positive and reinforcing those positive things that he tells you in the book. When you have a negative thought, what to say to get yourself to go back into a positive thought. Doing that and reinforcing it every day, like really putting in the action and doing those things, really shaped how I think about things, and like really helped me to control my anxiety, like to really start seeing the things about myself and get out of the victim mentality. So let's go into, let me see. What else do I want to see? All right, I'll share one of the things that I wrote down from out of the book that I was like, when words touch you, words touch you. And if you're a reader, like I'm a reader, you have to read a book more than once. If you're not reading a book more than once, then you're not really going to get everything out of it, because this is maybe like the fourth time I've read this book, and I'm understanding more and more in the book. Because sometimes when you reading a book, you're reading it, and some things you don't understand, but when you come back to it, now you do. This was one of them. Intention is a field of energy that flows invisibly. There, even before an actual conception, we have the means to attract this energy. That means that even before you're thinking about it's something, it's already in the works for you. It's already in the works for you. And during my conversation with my life coach, um, I was telling her that I had like a breakthrough where it was like it was like I'm having a memory of a past memory, but it was like my future self went to my past and told them that, and I already knew. I already known. Like it's like that feeling. You ever had that feeling where you know, but you don't know how you know, but you know? That's what I was talking about, and that's what that sentence popped out to me. Um, Intention is a field of energy that flows invisibly, there even before our actual conception. We have the means to attract this energy. Let's attract intention. And when I mean attract intention, I mean we have to start deleting, snoozing. You're gonna have to, all of the negativity. Like, I'm so over the negativity that it just drives intentions all over the place. It just makes people forget about their own personal development, their self-improvement. Like, we must not get too caught up in the world. Be of the world, not in it, okay? Let's not jump in there. Um, let's see. How do we become disconnected? That was one of the things he discussed in the chapter. And in the chapter, he gives 6 ego primary ingredients that these are how we become disconnected. The first one, and they look like, to me, when I first looked at them, like flipping through the book, I was like, oh, those look like affirmations, but just listen to them. Number 1, I am what I have. And you, have you ever heard people say that, like, I am this and I am that because I have this and I have that? That's ego, and that's how we become disconnected from intention. That's one way, because this is my possessions define me. Then you have I am what I do, and then this is my achievements define me. That's part of ego. You're disconnecting from intention. Number three, I am what others think of me. My reputation defines me. And we all can get stuck in there. We sure enough all can get stuck in there and be disconnected. Number four, I am separate from everyone. My body defines me. Wow. How many people are in that realm of disconnect from their intention? Number five, I am separate from all that is missing in my life. And that one is just basically what it is. I am separate from all that is missing in my life. And we are not. We are not. Absolutely not. Number six, I am separate from God. And then this one is, my life depends on God's assessment of my worthiness. Whoa. Did you hear that one? I am separate from God. We are not separate from God. Like, I know everybody has their specific ways of how they see God, and how, for me, I'm universal. So I've studied so many different cultures, so many different religions, and I take what resonates with me. Everybody is on our own unique journey, our own individual journey. Then we come together as a collective and share. You can take some from some, you can keep some, you can, but for me, the God is love. It's love. God is love. That's why you'll hear me say God, universe, spirit, whatever. I listen to gospel music. I'll sing about Jesus because I understand that Jesus was a prophet. And for me, some people I've been called a prophet before. Like, literally in my chart, like, people have called me a true prophet. So it's like, you have to learn from where you're learning. And the source of all things is love. It's love. Okay. So let's go on down to now. Do anybody have a personal experience that you'd like to share where intention played a role in either adaptation? Um, Let me see what else is here. Adaptation, inner work, or habit formation. Let me turn my fan off. Getting hot. Okay, so you said you love the book. Been a while since I looked at it. I'm good for 2024, Renette. Pick it up. Don't even worry about picking it up. Go to the top of the page, in the pinned, and listen to the audiobook. Like, just listen to the audiobook. I I was literally in tears because I was just so, like, profoundly, like, just of how much I've learned and how much I've ingested, and how myself today sees how I use this book to set in the intentions in how my life has gone since then. And it's a powerful book. I do encourage you to go and listen to it. We start in chapter 2 next week. I want to go into the intention as a universal force. This is the concepts, the key concepts. And it says that Dr. Dyer suggests that intention is an energy field, a natural part of the universe. It's more than just ambition, personal ambition. How does this perspective change your views on intentions? So now that you know that intention is an energy field, did you know that intention was an energy field? Do you even know that words are energy? Like, we speak spells every day. We speak spells every day. How we use our words. I'm learning more and more about this, and by who I'm being chosen to learn my lessons from, and what instances I'm learning these lessons from. Like, my son last night, he got his first dose. My oldest son Kai, he got his, like, first, like, big dose of of the power of intention in your energy field. And I was trying to tell him, well, but if you're going into a situation, and what was it, he let himself, he let his energy field be disturbed by somebody else last night, and I was trying to get him grounded back in it. And I told him, I said, you need to breathe for one. Take a deep breath, get yourself back into yourself. Don't absorb somebody else's energy. Just know your intentions. And that's what helps me whenever I get into situations, is remembering what is my intention. And I literally do say intention to myself, just like he recommends in the book. So how does this perspective change your views? Did a whole study. It was part of my education recertification course. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Oh man, I know that Dr. Wayne, he says that he's done so many studies, and all the books that I've read, and the experiences that I've had in my life, that I've learned from and about intention. It is a powerful thing. I wanted to see, let's share some examples from the book or our lives where intention clearly played a key role. I find that setting intention to grow through breast cancer journey, that influenced like my journey, just setting that intention that I'm going to heal, and I'm going to learn from all of it, and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to have something to share to help other breast cancer survivors or patients, and heal myself in the process, because it's always an ongoing healing process. So that's one of the examples where intention played a role in my life. Being a caregiver, intention plays a role in my life 24/7. Being a caregiver, because once I noticed that my energy can shift nations' energy, and vice versa, we have an understanding when we speak to each other, because we both know about intentions. Like, he knows intentions too. So it's like, what do you need to be this mad? Do you intend on being this upset about it? Go count to 10, get yourself over, come back, and then let's finish where we was. So it's like we really have that power to be like, okay, this is not where I want to be at. This is not the intention. And it will ground you and bring you right back to center, to where you are. It's like another form of could it be another form of meditation in a way? I don't know, because some people have a problem where they can't, and I have so many like things. I'm gonna have to not forget that one. What I was just thinking about. What I was just thinking about is, like, everybody has like these white walls and these clear walls in their office. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff on my walls. But my mind doesn't like wander to where I'm all scattered thoughts. I do not have scattered thoughts anymore. They are calculated, they are intentions, because I have all of these words of intention, words of just coming and going. That can mean so much to me. That means so much to me. The healing and revealing, shift your gears. Like these are the things that I'm looking at every day, because randomly I'll just look around, and something will push me back into intention, push me back into purpose. So it's like, surround yourself with what you need to keep your intentions clear. All right, let me see. What else do I have? How to activate. Another thing to activate intention. In the book, Dr. Dyer says, how do you remind yourself how to get back intention? And if you remember, he was talking about the Charlie strap, and how he remembers how to get back into the power of intention, get back into that field of intention, is to envision a Charlie strap, and envision him grabbing the strap and holding on. And then that's him holding on to intention. Now, for me, or he said, you can just say the word intention. For me, that works for me. It's just repeating the word intention, or saying the 7 faces of intention to myself, which will be discussed in chapter 2. What else? How to eliminate your ego thoughts and allow self to reach intention. So there are 4 ways that he gave, 4 ways for pathway to mastery, to activating intention. First one is discipline, all around, personal, spiritual, emotional, physical, social. We can add in financial, which I'm working on that one. Then number 2 is your wisdom. Okay, I hear a lot of people say wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Please, let's flip that, and I'm going to explain why it needs to be knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because first you get the knowledge. Once you have the knowledge, then you're able to form your words to deliver your wisdom. And then once you can do that, you know you have a clear understanding of what you're speaking about. And I learned that through being learning the lessons, the supreme math and the supreme alphabet from the nations of gods and earth, the 5% nation of gods and earth, which is part of Islam. And when I tell you that right there, that helped me. Knowing the supreme math and the supreme alphabet helped me with math, like actual numbers. So I just love that. So knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So the third one is love. And if you got to check out I think I posted it yesterday. I was speaking about that love to me is understanding. And I have a quote on my vision board my intention map, and it says, when we fulfill our function, which is to truly love ourselves and share love with others, then true happiness sets in. And when I read that, to me, it says, which is to truly love ourselves, which is to truly understand ourselves, which is to truly, truly understand how we work, our dynamics, and and to know we can make changes and share this understanding, love with others, then happiness sets in. And in the supreme alphabet, love is understanding, which is the number 3. Oh, I have so much things to teach about all of that goodness. But that, and then number 4, the last one for the path to mastery, activating your intentions, is surrender. And that surrender one, ugh, is the process of connecting with your natural self and letting go of total ego identification. Whoa, letting go of total ego identification. Think of it as edging God out. That's how I see ego, and that's what keeps me in a safe, in a neutral zone, to know, okay, I know when I'm crossing over into ego, and I know when I'm staying where I need to be. And on my planner, my desk planner, I have a note on there that says check your ego, just to make sure I'm staying in attention at all times, staying in intention at all times. Okay, let me see. Do I want to share that part yet? All right, let's go down to, yes, intention and self-awareness. The intention's connection to self-awareness. And when I was reading this chapter, you all, I read this one sentence and it brought me to my mouth open and just full on sobbing because of what it says. It says, air may be the closest we can come to understanding the infinite, universal, omnipresent spirit. That was not in my brain when I thought of air. That was not in my brain, but that encompasses air. That right there, air may be the closest we can come to understanding the infinite, universal, omnipresent spirit. Wow. And that's the closest we're going to get to understanding ourselves, because we are ourselves. If you think of it as God is love, then you know that you are God. You are love. We are all love. So it's just amazing how all of these things tie in if you really, really think about it. Now that air, when I read the word that is my air method, like, and how I knew I had to come and share this book with you all because it's part of my foundation. It's part of self-awareness. And trust me, it's a book you'll want to have on your shelf. Let me tell you, I had this book. I lent it to my sister-in-law. She lost it or something. So I brought another book for myself. I misplaced this book. I brought another book for myself that I found at the and I found it at a well, no, this was a different version of the book from Barnes and Noble. Then I found this one. Then I lost both of these ones again, and I found one at the dollar store for 97 cents. This book has been pushing and calling me to where I have 3 copies of it right now. I'm thinking about giving away a copy once we're finished this book, just because I still have copies left of it. Um, but that sentence right there, it really put me into, like, I'm it on my path and I'm following my intention. Okay. So now we move into intention, connection to intention. Being aware of our intentions helps us understand our true desires and align our actions. And then I wanted to ask you guys, how have you experienced this in your life? So, how has being aware of your intentions helped you understand your true desires and align with your actions? I just gave you my example. By actually reading that right there, just helped me know, okay, you are aligned with where you want to be, because air, it's in the book of intentions, and it's something that I have actively been working on for the last 2 years. But finally realizing in this air cycle that I've been doing the air method my whole entire life, which has come helped me to bring this into fruition. Now I have a couple quotes that I have. Let me make sure nobody's saying anything. I have a whole 1-day summit called Get Your Ish Together. Okay, spirit, habits. Okay, that's what it's about. That's what we need nowadays, is to get that self-awareness and push for intentions versus goals. Now, that's a whole nother thing. Goals and intentions are 2 different things. But back to here, I did write down a couple notes from this part of connecting to self awareness. Free will at work is when you can consolidate all creative energy at a given moment in time. And that is one thing, one of the 7 phases of intention that'll come into next week is creative. That's one of the phases of intention, is being creative. And your free will, that's a question. What do you guys think of? What are you thinking about free will? Now, in the book, he says free will means that you have to connect to spirit or not. You have the choice. So that's what free will means. Free will means that you have the choice to connect to your spirit or not. You have the choice to connect to the universe. You have the choice to connect to all things in abundance. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Like my son, who is in San Francisco State University right now, he's in a psychology class. And on his YouTube, I posted it to my Facebook. He had to do a project where he had to go around asking people about free will. And it was really, really interesting to see how many people don't even think of free will. And I was just like, wow. And then one of the other sentences that I saw that I was like, oh my gosh, this is really, really good to remember. My awareness of intention as a power for me to reconnect to, rather than something my ego must accomplish. Let me say that again. My awareness of intention as a power for me to reconnect to, rather than something my ego must accomplish. So intention is a power for you to reconnect to yourself, rather than to let ego spin you around into somebody else's stuff and be living from that mindset, that space of being. Okay. um so how have you experienced this in your life? Let's talk about that. The impact of intention on understanding and aligning with our true desires. That is like serious. Like I didn't even know that the how much the impact of reading this book would be on my understanding of attention and how it would help me align with my true desires. That in, I highly recommend reading this book. All right, so as we go down to, all right, let's see, personal reflections. I have that down, and I have down that I realized the power of intention during challenging times where a clear intention led to more focused outcomes. What are your experiences? So, what I mean is like a clear intention led to more focused outcomes. I mean, it led to me thinking and then responding versus panicking and reacting. So what challenging time have you had? A challenging time? What are your experiences with intention when it comes to those challenging times? And do you even think of intention during those challenging times? What else do I have here? Be open to receive. Okay, I have down here self-importance is ego. Hmm. Just wrote that down. Self-importance is ego. So it's more research that I'm going to have to do on that subject of self-importance, but I've never been in that realm of that need for it to be that important, but I know that I want my air method to be important and the program, because the air method is just adapt, inner work, and repeat. The program includes the resilience flow and the resilience formula, which are make it an air cycle. Okay, and then be open to receiving the assistance you desire. Trust in attention. And I want us to during this next week to really do that, to really set yourself and be open to receiving the assistance you desire. Trusting in intention. Set intentions and really put yourself, change your thoughts, change your life. Okay, really change your thoughts. Don't think of things of negativity. Always find the purpose or the lesson in things. Don't put yourself in spots where you are in that kind of situation where you have to do that. Let's see how it works for you, and come back and let me know. um let me see. And then I wrote down the Bible quote, the Bible verse, because I liked it. And it's from Mark 11, chapter 11, verse 24. All things whatsoever ye pray and ask for, believe that ye have received them, and ye shall receive them. And I know everything happens for a reason. As I saw in the book, it says coincidence describes that which fits perfectly. And there are no coincidences because nothing fits perfectly. It's all going to, it's not, nothing is meant to be perfect. And in praying and asking and wanting to, it just depends on where that person is supposed to be in their life. Like, because I know we can pray. I sat in that hospital by Kai's bed when he got in his accident, and I just prayed and I prayed and I told him to rest, and I prayed and I had everybody praying. It was just the positive relationships bounce back. My pillars of my mental house are strong, are so strong, and positive relationships is one of them. And then that is when I really started to see how powerful prayer is, how powerful intentions are, how powerful staying in a good growth mindset is. Okay. Um, okay, that's not yet. All right, not yet. I don't want to read that yet. Let's see. Now we have applying intention. Simple practices like setting an intention each morning can change your day's focus. What are some ways you incorporate intention in your daily routine? Like for me, I set one way is by pulling my affirmation card and pulling the affirmation cards that has a journal prompt on it, and actually sitting and journaling, getting that intention of productivity, that intention of growth. That's my intention every day, is to set myself up to be productive and to grow somehow that day, whether it's completing tasks, whether it's um helping somebody do something. That's where it's at. Let me see. Daily practices for setting intentions. You can do your planner. Write all your stuff in your planner, in your phone. Get one of the apps that you can do. Get one of the apps. I'm not playing this game. I'm actually playing this game. But get yourself in your notes, get an app where you can write down the tasks that you need to do. Figure out what you need to do that day, and then set an intention for that. Because goals are things that will get you something. Intentions are something that will are more on a spiritual level. So like today, my intention was taking myself and going to spin class, and actually, because that was like a meditation for me, I intended on going to spin class to get that self-care in. That was my biggest form of self-care. That, yes, this morning was taking myself to spin class. So it's like the daily, what are your daily practices for setting and following through with intentions? What are they? Okay, let me see. Dr. Dyer mentions visualization and affirmation as techniques to harness intention. So, like I was saying, having all of these words and my vision boards, that's a form of visualization. And I have affirmations everywhere. When I tell you I have affirmations everywhere, I have affirmations everywhere. Affirmations I found when I read Louise Hayes. I found affirmations before, but they never really affected me until I read The Power of Intention, and then I read You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And in her book, she gives a whole bunch of ailments, and then she gives you an affirmation, a reason, a mental reason why you have the ailment, and then she gives an affirmation to help you overcome that mental blockage and the whatever the physical aspect of it is. She just gives you an affirmation. And for me, it was the first time I set it to test was biting my fingernails. My fingernails, I didn't even have fingernails. Like, these are my fingernails. They just have a dip overlay over top of them. And the affirmation, if I can remember it correctly, it was like, I now handle my life with joy and ease. I think that was it. I can safely grow up now. I now handle my life with joy and ease. And whenever I felt like biting my nails, I would say that affirmation to myself. And usually when I would feel like biting my nails was when something was going on in my household. Being a caregiver to a son with a disability, being a mother to 4 toddlers at the time when I started delving into all of this, being a parent, and then on top of that, trying to take care of myself and my own depressions and feelings, because my mother was going through her battle with breast cancer, and I was just watching her deteriorate. It was just like a cycle of learning how to adapt, do the inner work, and repeat. And visualizations help so much. If I would not have found the positive side out of all of the things, then yeah, that time I tried to commit suicide with those pills might have worked out, but it didn't. I just slept for like 2 days. Okay, so Now, since there is, let me see, there is no one in the group, and we are 37 minutes in. I did have some group discussions, so I'm just going to give you those questions, and they are sharing insights. So I want, if you get through this and you're like, okay, I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to do this, engage, please engage. That's what it's all about. Okay, it's all about engaging. So number one, what are some key insights you've gained from this chapter? Okay, so remember, the audiobook is pinned to the top of the group. Number two, how do they resonate with your journey? Okay, and then I really encourage you all sharing your insights and how they apply to your personal growth. All right, so we're going to skip that. Relation to the resilience pillars, which is the resilience flow. The resilience flow is self-awareness, mindfulness, self-care, positive relationships, and purpose. Those are the 5 pillars of your mental house. Your foundation is your self-awareness. And then you've got the 4 pillars actually backing you up. You have your mindfulness, your self-care, your positive relationships, and then your purpose. But your self-awareness is your foundation to your mental house. And in intention is integral to developing self-awareness, mindfulness, self-care, building positive relationships, and finding purpose. How do you connect intention with these pillars in your life? That's what I want to know. How do you connect intention with these pillars in your life? How? Like I've basically explained to you how in each way, because we've talked about self-awareness, and we've took mindfulness, self-care for me, how intention plays a part, how building positive relationships plays a part in intention, because I'm very intentional. Like, I'm going to be around people if I can grow. Now in this season, getting ready to push into 46, and in this season of being enough, and this season of release, I am at a stage where I only want to be around growth set minds. I want to be those mindsets that are about self-improvement, which is the resilience formula. Self-improvement plus personal development equals personal growth. That's what I want to be around. And let me see, what else do I have for you guys? I did want to, before we close out, the 5 suggestions for implementing the ideas of chapter 1. I wanted to give you those in case you did not see them. You should have, and you should be having notes if you're listening to the audiobook. But number 1, tool for implementing surrender in your life. Visualize the trolley strap hanging down from the field of intention. It's about 3 or 4 feet above your head. Imagine floating up and allowing the trolley to carry you to your built-in intention. That's how you stay in that intention. Whatever tool for implementing surrender in your life, that is what you use. But until you find one, use that trolley strap. Use that trolley strap and pull down and hang on to that field of intention. Number 2, say the word intent or intention repeatedly when you're in a state of anxiety or when everything around you seems to have conspired to keep you from your mission. It's a reminder to be calm and peaceful, because intention is spirit and spirit is silently blissful. And that has worked for me. Just saying the word intention repeatedly when I'm in a state of anxiety, it helps so much. It helps me get back and just remember to breathe air. That is breathe. Breathe, calm yourself down. Intention, 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 intention. Just say it. You don't even really have to think of, just say it, and it will bring you back into that peaceful, calm state. Number 3, affirmation. Here's the affirmation. I'm here on purpose. I can accomplish anything I desire. And I do it by being in harmony with the all-pervading creative force in the universe. Because you have a life mission and a silent partner. Okay. Number 4, act as if anything you desire is already here. Period. All the abundance is here for everybody. There's enough for us all. Number 5, carry with you for a year this little quote. It says, when you walk across the fields with your mind pure and holy, then from all the stones and all the growing things and all the animals, the sparks of their soul come out and cling to you, and then they are purified and become a holy fire in you. Basically saying, transference of energy. What you give off is what you're going to get back. Basically, what you give off is what you're going to get back, because that's your intention. If you're intending on just judging somebody and talking about somebody, you're really going to see more in your life of people judging you and talking you, or else that's what you're going to be feeling. That is what's coming towards you, is that judgment and all of that. So watch out for that. What else? And then I saw this quote by Don Juan Matus. It says, the spirit reveals itself to everyone with the same intensity and consistency, but only warriors alike proceed in the spirit of free will to access the power of intention. So not everybody is hip to this, because not everybody is in that mindset. It's a choice and you can get there, but not everybody is there. So let's get there. Let's get there. If you're not there, come and join us and engage, be in the conversation. It's 2024. Let's cash in on our mental currency. Let's leave, because your business growth will follow your personal growth. That's just the way it is. Whether it's you start to get your framework together, or whether opportunities come at you. If you're working on your personal, it's really gonna pay off. And then one last quote that I have from the book is, readers and warriors alike proceed in the spirit of free will to access the power of intention. And for me, that means no groupthink. No just jumping on trends to jump on trends. If you really want to access that power of intention, you have to start doing more self instead of, we can be a collective, but let's collectively grow. Let's collectively work on self-improvement. All righty. To close us out, okay, to summarize, today we explored how intention is a powerful, universal force, its role in self-awareness and our daily lives. We also discussed practical applications and the connection to resilience. Now, if you have any more ways that you connect to the power of intention, please place them down in the comments. Let's get a dialogue going. If you feel that you want to post a video explaining your recap of chapter 1, please do. And for our next meeting, let's focus on chapter 2. Reflect on how you can apply these concepts in the coming week that we've learned this week. And this next chapter, baby, I think it's my favorite chapter, because the 7 phases of intention are serious, and you're going to want to take notes, and you're going to want to put that 7 phases of intention on a sticky note somewhere and be about it. Whether you say those words to yourself every day or not, it will make a difference. And I'm advising you to do it. Put them somewhere you can say them. Memorize the 7 phases of intention and say them to yourselves a couple times a day, and they will pop up for you. Creativity is 1, kindness, loving, beautiful, abundant, limited, abundance, expansive, and receptive. Those are the 7 phases of intention. And I've been saying them, and I can see how each one of them has played a part in my life since 2008. Holiness. It's just amazing. It's just the power of intention. It's just awesome. And bam, we are done. I'm going to close out with reading this quote by Aldous Huxley. He's an author. It was in the book. It says, "The spiritual journey does not consist in arriving at a new destination where a person gains what he did not have or becomes what he is not. It consists in the dissipation of one's own ignorance concerning oneself and life, and the gradual growth of that understanding which begins the spiritual awakening. The finding of God is a coming to oneself." Whew. Whew. That's deep. That's deep. Make sure you read chapter 1, please. Read chapter 1. Go back and look at the old posts. I will be going back this weekend and answering onto the post so that we can get some engagement going. I'm still going to be posting my videos. Please take some time for yourself, for your mental, for your self-care. You need to take 30 minutes. You need to take an hour. It should be an hour or more a day. You need to. It's like you have to start setting tasks to where you can be like, okay, this task does not need to be done right here, so I can take this hour to do this, or this 30 minutes. Start off small. Start off small, but start investing time in your personal growth, in yourself, in your you doing some self-improvement, doing some personal development, because those are two different things. And because you want to complete air cycles, you want to personally grow. All right. I thank you guys so much. I thank you for joining. I thank you for seeing the posts. I'm looking towards so much more interaction. Next week is going to be just like this week. I'm going to be posting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be posting you something about the chapter. Then on Saturday, we're going to go ahead and do a chapter recap. If you can jump in, we'll be in here. I'm going to set it for the same time. It's going to be 7 p.m. Okay. And if you don't get to catch it, it's still going to be posted in the group, but it's also going to be posted to my YouTube page. Make sure you go over to Today's Vibe YouTube page and subscribe. Let's get up to 2,000 members over there. Let's cash in on relationship currency. Let's collaborate. I'm looking for collaborations who want to talk about resilience, who want to talk about personal growth, self-development, self-improvement, personal development, self-awareness, all that encompasses personal growth. I want to start finding those collaborations and start planning out our year, planning out this 2024 to make it the best. This is the Kobe year. And hold on, let me find it, because I want to make it to why, so you know why I say it's the Kobe year. Let me see. Oh, no, I don't want to have to look so far for it. I don't have it in here anymore. But it's like, because the number 24, like, it just symbolizes it, just getting things done. Like, when I find it, I'm gonna come back and tell y'all. But we rounding out at 7:51. I ended this good. I didn't go over. Whew, I stayed on my points. We got through this chapter. Let's get on to chapter 2. We're rolling into chapter 2, and chapter 2 is the 7 faces of intention. And when I tell you, baby, you are going to want to jump in and get it in. The chapter is not that long. Do you see that? It's only this much pages. Go ahead and listen. I will be in Monday's post. I think it's in Monday's post. If not, I'll post somewhere and let you know where to start for chapter 2 and where to finish. If not, go to the YouTube page. The first comment underneath the video is the table of contents. right there. And it just has it broke down to where chapter 1 starts, chapter 2 starts, and so on. And you can follow it from there. If you're an audiobook person, it's about 15-20 minutes for each chapter. And Dr. Dyer, you get to hear it in his own voice, which I love to do that too. But I also am a physical copy girl, and I like to read the book because, of course, I'm going to have some notes. I'm going to have some notes because repetition is the key to mental ownership. So have repeat things. If it's a habit you want, repeat it. Okay, let's go. And I want you guys to remember to elevate your life one air cycle at a time. Thank you for coming, and I will see you next